Today on Chesapeake Shores, we're talking about defining relationships and future realizations. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, Chessies. Welcome back to AfterBuzz TV. We are here doing Chesapeake Shores After Show, Season 3, Episode 6. Here and there, and we're all here. I'm your host, Marisa Serafini. Joining me, as always.
Hey guys, I'm Julana Dizon.
What's up, guys? I'm Tay Alexandria.
Hey guys, I'm Carlina Will.
Awesome. Yes, here and there. So we're going to talk all about it. Real quick thoughts of this episode. There's a lot to talk about. Julana, what are your thoughts?
I liked a lot of moments in this episode that I know we're going to talk about, but one of my favorites was the Trace and Abby whole scenario. There was a lot going on there.
Yes.
Well, last episode we had a relationship being mended, but this episode we're back to drama and problems, and I kind of like that. But a few people like Abby and Nell are taking the high road of the situation, which is commendable.
Yes.
And I love about Bree and Simon finally putting, the lines down on their relationship, what's going on, and, Connor helping his grandmother. That was really sweet.
Yeah, a lot of fun, sweet moments in this episode. We'll definitely talk about Jess and David. They're still cute. Keven and Sarah, Bree and Simon, and what's going on with their relationship. Nell and this flower competition and her friendship or frenemy-ship, whatever you want. Frenemies. Kind of relationship there. Abby meeting Terry. And Trace coming back, of course. And then what's going on with Megan and Mick. So there's a lot of people and a lot of things we have to cover this episode. Let's start with Jess and David.
Fave.
Yeah. Oh, they're cute.
Always fave.
What are your thoughts of Jess now? Because we've seen Jess, she's been basically by herself running it in, but now realizing she doesn't really need David for all the duties anymore. Like she used to be so dependent on him.
I think that's great for her because because in his absence, she had to take on those responsibilities. And, we've kind of talked about how she's not as mature as her other sisters and her brothers. And I think this was a cool moment for her because she was like, oh, actually, I can do all these things myself. I don't really need my man here.
Yeah.
Right, because we see her all season kind of struggling with everything in a way, but in a cute way. But it definitely comes to the conclusion that you don't need a man. You can figure out on your own, and I'm happy with it.
She doesn't need a man, but she wants one.
True.
Yeah, everybody wants it.
There's a difference.
True, but I'm talking about doing like the work that she thought she can do on her own.
Exactly.
Of course. Have love.
I know. I agree with Tay on that part, that she realized, hey, she just needs David as a boyfriend, not really as somebody to help take care of her that much anymore, or her business. She's got it handled. But I do love that they were able to split the duties, down the middle, to be like, you do this, I do that. So it's more of a partnership instead of a dependentship. You see how I did that?
Yeah, that's cute. I feel like all relationships should be like that, 50-50.
Yeah.
I think so. And it shows a lot of growth character-wise for her that she's always worried that she can't do things. But then when she actually is faced with the task, she can actually succeed on her own. And that's, great character development for her. What are your thoughts of their conversation, Jess and David telling his parents that, X, Y, and Z, what we all thought that we should have seen. But are you upset that we didn't see it from the Pecks, that actual conversation, him telling the Pecks off?
I know. I feel like it's going to come later. It's going to be a whole episode about them coming back and say, because he said that the dad got up and walked away from the conversation at the table. And I feel like we're not going to see it now. That was just a quick, they disapprove, but they're going to come back.
Oh, they're coming back. I already said they're coming to Chesapeake Shores.
You did say that.
I'm waiting.
I disagree. I still disagree. I'm going to hold my ground on this one. I don't think they're going to come. I feel like they made their part in the season, and they're just, they were there to show that part of David's life, and now they're just kind of gone. Maybe they'll come back if there's a wedding.
That's what I was going to say. What if they get married? Then
then they're going to come back.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like then they would come back, and they would just be like, very lovely to see you again.
Come on.
It's going to be something like that, though, if they were to happen.
This is Mrs. Peck we're talking about. She's not coming back to say, oh, this is going to be lovely, nice to see. No, she's coming back to have drama. Mrs. Peck is coming for the drama. Like if,
Master plan.
Oh, absolutely.
Definite master
What
plan.
did I call her? Like strategic, very strategic.
What do you think,
Puppet
Marisa?
master. Well, I'm actually kind of upset we didn't see this conversation because I think I mentioned it last week. I think it would have been easier to see the actual conversation to actually fully think they're done. But also on the flip side, it's not about the Peck's family. It's about the O'Brien's family.
Yeah.
So if David said that he had that conversation, I'm actually kind of for it. We really don't need to see the Pecks anymore. But if they do come to Chesapeake Shores, which we don't want, it makes for good drama.
It does. See,
It
I'm
wants
giving
to
Tay
get
her drama that she wants.
That's why you guys like it, because you like all the drama.
No,
I do.
I just want closure. I want
Exactly.
closure for David because you could tell it bothered him this whole episode.
Yeah, he even said
just
never
want
even
closure.
close to being okay. He's still not
Yeah.
okay with his family.
That's all I want for him. Closure.
I want visual closure.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. We're like, okay.
But they're cute. They're working out the inn now fully. It seems like a good partnership in that sense. So good for them.
I wonder if Jess wears the dress that she wore that they stole to her wedding as a comeback. That'd be kind of like awesome. I need that to happen, actually. I like drama. I need to quit. Let me stop.
No, this is homework. It's drama. All right. Moving on to Keven and Sarah. They didn't really have a lot in this episode, but we see Kevin's concern. He wants to get a job closer to Chesapeake Shores. And he got some offers from 3 other places, nowhere near Chesapeake Shores. Do you think this is going to be an ongoing issue? Do you think he actually is going to take a position somewhere else?
I feel like he might have to, because it's not like he works just at a store and he can work at any store. You know, he has a very specific job. So there's only so many places he can work. I mean, hopefully it would be ideal if a spot opened up closer, but he might have to go away for a little bit, and that would cause some more drama, and then come back at the end of the season.
What would be the closest one? New York? It was New York. It was 3 cities, right?
Yeah, it was Denver, San Jose, and New York.
So New York would be the closest.
The closest.
But not close enough.
I think Sarah, her wheels are turning in her head, and she's gonna find him a job in Chesapeake Shores. Like just the way she was like nodding, she was like, you know, something will open up. She's gonna use her connections and find something, even if it means, I don't know, some position on the fire team. It might not be exactly what he wants, but just something to get him through, like until they solidify their relationship and figure out really where they want to go from here.
Yeah, good experience on that team, because it seems like that whole Firehouse team really likes Keven,
Right.
and like they're actual friends now. So
Yeah.
and he knows his position. He did rotation, so he knows all the positions there. I can see a job opening up, or they make a position
For him.
For
That's what I'm saying.
That would be ideal.
Because they love him. They're not gonna
Yeah,
like
they're
just
not
let
gonna
him
let him go.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I think that'd be great though.
Yeah, I would. I'm excited.
Do you think that would cause tension between Sarah and Keven now always being in the same place?
No, I feel like they would love it.
I think they would love it, but do you guys think that Sarah is very dominant to the point that it might be because he's always around, that might be a problem because of her just like strong nature?
Maybe,
Or no.
because this is kind of like her territory.
Right, that's what
I
I
could
was,
see
yeah,
that
that's what I was
happening.
thinking.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. I like them so much together
I love
right
them,
now.
right.
I think it's so
But-
cool seeing them both in their uniforms. It's just,
Oh,
it's so cute. I'm like, they match.
I want them to work together, but I wouldn't suggest in real life working with your significant
Significant
other.
other.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and that's why I asked the question, because like sometimes the relationship's great, but when you're not always together, then you're like, where's the drama?
Yeah.
If you're forced to be together now. So
24/7.
I mean, but I like them together. Hopefully, Keven can find a job somewhere close, somewhere soon. We'll
Hopefully.
see. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's move on to Bree and Simon. What is happening with these two? So Bree finally gets down to 6 scripts, because last week she was at 8, so now she's down to 6. But Simon always coming in and trying to help her. What's happening here?
I feel like all my questions with them got answered this episode because I've been confused this whole season what their relationship was about, and they finally had the "what are we" talk.
Yes.
So now I feel a lot of my answers were, and their answers were solved.
I feel like the whole time there was just too much talking, and this and that back and forth, like you said, and you were confused. You just need to stop talking and go on with the actions like he did. He kissed her. Now we know.
I know.
Everybody knows.
Finally.
It's clear.
Oh my god.
That line was cute. What did he say? It was such like a cheesy line.
It was
before,
really cheesy.
Before I was like, oh, this is so cheesy. But it was cute though.
But
I
that's
liked it. Yeah.
That kiss was magical. I even posted about it. I think it got the most retweets. It was just beautiful. It was like what I was waiting for. I think I even said that last week. I just want them to hurry up and kiss and like solidify their relationship. Even though it's not solidified, it's just kind of like, I like you, you like me. Let's see where this goes. But I just loved his exit too. He's like, I got things to do. You just let me know when this car is ready, when you're ready to purchase this British car. I want to be able to say that.
I love that.
You know,
Yeah,
like in a relationship,
actually.
you let me know when you're ready to purchase this Caribbean African American car.
Well, there you go. You have a new line now for your next date or your next soon-to-be boyfriend.
That was
Yep.
great. That was great. So I definitely see, obviously it's not the last time we're going to see Simon, but excited to see where this develops. But like we said, I think we said that last week, Marissa, that you and I like where he is helping her with her book. Let's focus
Yes.
on that. They established they like each other. Eventually they wants to move to more, but let's get this book out.
And I liked it because the thing is, every time they were talking, they were always very evasive with each other. They weren't fully actually hitting it, right on the topic. They were trying to like talk with cleverness, as we always see in this episode, cleverness and metaphors. It's like just talk directly about it, like grown adults. But I loved how, yes, we used the British car metaphor, but it made sense of what are we doing once you want to get into a relationship. Let's do it.
Exactly.
Leave with a kiss.
Right.
Awesome.
Exit.
And I think, one of the best lines, though, and then we can see Bree's hesitation throughout all of this, was one of my favorite lines, was she said, "Easier to be clever than it is to be vulnerable."
Facts.
That's true.
Facts.
Smart. There were a lot of good quotes in this episode,
So
too.
many. So many.
I wrote at least 4 down.
Yeah. I love
To
this
start
show.
doing that. Put him into
It's
my
good.
life.
Yeah. But yeah, it seems like official.
Almost.
DTR.
Almost.
Just getting there.
Maybe.
Almost.
Not
Okay.
quite.
She is the
All right.
last sister, isn't our child, O'Brien child, to have like a solidified relationship, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think, which is good. I like this. It's a starting point.
It's funny, when we saw, like, not to jump too far ahead, but when we saw that whole big family dinner, I literally had this moment, like, everyone's in a relationship.
Right.
Except for Andrew, Connor. Connor's the only one who's
Connor.
single.
I want
forgot
Connor
about
to
Connor.
stay
Everyone
single
else
for a
has
little
a
bit. He's doing so
relationship.
well. Aren't you guys proud of him? So proud of him.
Yeah.
I am.
Stay single for a while, Connor.
It's healthy for him. It is. It's healthy
It's
for
really
him.
healthy for him.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing shade at his character at all. I love where he's at right now. He just needs to keep
I was
growing.
always Team Connor,
Yes,
even though
yeah.
he was stressing me out.
Or maybe he can date David's sister.
No.
Ooh, that might be too
And then
much
there'll
for
be
him.
a real peck.
No.
That'd be too much for him.
No. You just ruined it. Nope.
No.
I'm just making
She
suggestions.
would be, yeah.
She was a cool character, though. She was cool.
Yeah.
There's gotta be
is.
somebody. He needs somebody new, like a whole new character.
Whole new
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
that comes in that we have yet to see. I don't know. I think Connor needs a lot of more growing up to do on his own.
Yeah,
Right.
Because
that's
he's
what I'm
also
saying.
young. He's also young.
Yeah.
We'll get a little bit more into Connor, but before we do that, thanks everyone for always tuning into YouTube and iTunes and all that. But you can also help us on YouTube by subscribing. And I believe, Tay, you have a little bit more about that.
Yes, they can. Hey, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, and sci-fi, and more. There is no network that works harder to serve television fans, but we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. But for now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Excellent. Yes, thank you always for tuning into YouTube and the live chat. People are blowing it up. I see Lori and Chris and Bobby.
There's a lot of discussion going on.
There is, and actually Bobby mentioned it's okay to also not see the pecs again. I agree, Bobby.
Agreed, Bobby. Thanks.
Yeah, it's like, because it's not about the Boston
No.
pecs, it's about the Chesapeake Shores, O'Brien's.
I think we were
There you
just
go.
saying about the wedding, though. They would come back for the wedding if they would win. Because I see it
I'm just
happening when
saying
they get
any
married.
major life-changing event between these two, they would show up. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Do we want them?
Because it'll
But
be
no.
a problem if they didn't, though, right? I don't think they would care, actually. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, they might actually come back and actually finally accept it. Not be okay with it, but accept it.
Yeah.
Or cause more drama at the wedding
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
Like, put wine on her dress or something. I don't know.
Oh.
That'd be bad.
I'm so
dramatic.
confused.
Is this Chesapeake Shores or Bridezilla?
I know. I'm so confused.
But that's another episode. All right, we talked a little bit about Connor, but I think Connor and Gran/Nell had a really fun episode this episode.
They did.
Or episode. So we have Gran, her frenemy, Dorothy McNamara, cheating at this flower competition. Ooh, what are your thoughts of how she got Connor involved with this? This was really fun.
I just thought it was so funny. It's like such a typical like grandma thing activity. I really enjoyed the whole event, how they, treated it like undercover, top secret. And then it had a nice kind of message at the end. So
I liked it too. Their little FBI. They were like little FBI agents for like
where
10 minutes.
flowers
Right.
from?
They're imported from all over. She's
From
cheating.
England.
But I love how she took the high road at the end. Would
Right.
you guys have taken the high road at the end, or would you like let her know, look, I know what you did, but still have that conversation of we can still be friends though?
I would take the high road.
I feel like I wouldn't say anything about it.
No, because she went through a lot, man. Her
That's
husband
true,
died
yeah.
and everything. And also, I called them the sleuths. Yeah, they're like little sleuths. I really respect that because Gran's always giving Connor advice, but Connor gave Gran advice this time. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I see
So
that, yeah.
I thought that was really cool, showing a little bit more of his maturity.
Yeah. And I like how Connor seemingly out of all of them has the closest relationship to Nell. We always see those two together, and they still learn from each other and still have fun with each other, and that's what I like. Truth, justice, in the American way. Really funny. But I like how at the end, yes, Gran did take a high road. To answer your earlier question, I would have confronted Dorothy, be like, I know what you did was
Yeah.
wrong, but it's not about that. It's about friendship, because that's what matters most at the end of the day. And I did like how Connor took that example and realized that. I'm like, yeah, good for Gran.
Yes,
'Cause
now.
I can't really see her being a
Yeah.
confrontational person either, so
That's
it
what I
makes
was
sense she
gonna
didn't
say,
talk
too.
about it.
I wouldn't ever expect her to say anything even remotely mean to anybody.
No.
We were worried for a sec when she was walking over to her though, because Connor was looking at her like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" But I'm glad she took that high road though. I definitely, like I agree, Marissa. I definitely say I would have let her know that she's wrong, but I wouldn't have put it on blast like in front of everybody.
Right.
No, that would have been an actual.
That would have been
problem.
some grandma drama.
Right, that would have been some actual drama. But
But I don't think
yes, no.
Gran's not incapable of doing it, because we've seen how she
yeah.
treated the mayor and how she called the mayor out on his problems. But so, I mean, I think the thing at the end of the episode and the biggest takeaway is like have a healthy relationship or just a healthy friendship with another.
And she has a huge heart.
She does.
They found out that Dorothy's going through all types of situations.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I felt for her. At the beginning, I was like, "Oh no!" It's like one of. Have you ever seen the film You Again? With no. Wow. All right. So it's totally relevant. The movie You Again, it came out like 2010. Jamie Lee Curtis. It's really about having that old frenemy come back into your life and always competing and trying to be better than you. So it was like that same premise, like You Again. Just always go check out that movie.
Yeah.
It's great. It's definitely for our demographic.
I just realized
that's
this, but it's
versus-
kind of cute how they keep giving her these little things. Like first it was the wishing fountain, now she has the flower competition. Just like these
What next?
cute little
right,
random
what is next?
adventures.
Yeah, and it's also good that it shows like just how ingrained Nell is into that community.
Yeah.
Like she really matters, and she's really a part of that town. I like it. It was cute. It was a good message at the end. Friendship is more important,
Very true.
not how you get there, but what you actually do with it.
Yep.
All right, let's moving on to Abby and all the people in her life. First, she meets with Terry Ingram, who is Wes's new girlfriend. What are your thoughts of Terry? Did you like her? Did you dislike her?
I liked her.
I do like her. It's hard to like the new person though, because when your team like on Abby's team this whole season, but I like her though.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
I want her to be my best friend.
Yeah, and we also find out that Terry is also Miss Marvel.
Yes.
The blogger who
That was
they've
amazing.
been
Crazy.
referencing
That
the
is
past few
so
weeks.
crazy.
I feel like that's a weird moment for Abby because she looks up to this person,
Yeah.
this blog so much, and then to find that out, you know, that's a hard situation to be in. But it's like, but she likes Miss Marvel so much that she can't not like her now
Yeah.
just because she happens to be Wes's new almost wife.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is another thing she got to deal with. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna propose to her. What?
Like, if anything, I hope
6
that
months, too.
Right.
Is that too soon? I mean, if true love is true love.
Yeah.
I feel like if anything, I hope that it would work out where they would just become like really good friends because she already looks up to her so much. in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
I think they would be friends. And it's good that she looks up to her blog so she knows, like, you know, because I think it's a blog for single moms. So she
Yeah.
already knows she's going to be a great mom or a great stepmom to her daughters. And the fact that she already has her own daughter for, you know, her kids to bond with, I think is a beautiful thing. And
It's around the same age as Carrie and Caitlin,
Yes.
which
Right.
also helps.
and my favorite moment was when Abby went to shake her hand and she gave her a hug. That says a lot.
Ooh, I missed that. I didn't catch
That
on.
says a lot about
I didn't miss the
somebody.
hug.
That
It was at
says
the
a lot
end. It
about
was the
somebody.
end
Yeah,
of
it's
the
at the end.
episode.
It says a lot
Oh.
about somebody's character, and it shows that she's a warm, welcoming person.
And I think I wanted to, like, I actually do like Terry, and the actress who plays her is Kate Isaac, and I just, being in the Hallmark community, Kate Isaac also played a character on When Calls the Heart, another Hallmark show, and she actually played a kind of a villain. So I already had this premeditative thought and notion about her. I was like, I don't know, I don't trust her, because she played a deceitful character in another show. But I liked her in this episode. Shows that Abby seemingly approves at the end of the episode. And also, I never have seen Wes so happy.
Yeah.
Seriously.
He
No,
was
I noticed
super
that.
happy this episode.
Has he smiled that much ever? This
Never.
I
whole.
don't think ever.
I mean, that was a real like cheek to cheek smile that he was giving this
But
whole
she's,
Yeah,
episode.
she's a catch. Are
She
you
is
kidding
though.
me?
She is.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
is.
Who wouldn't be smiling?
Abby handled that very, very well. That is
She
a
did.
perfect, ideal situation that anybody would want in that scenario, and it often does not happen. But that's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
She's
And
still hurt about it, though. I can tell. in
I'm a
way.
little happy that Trace wasn't able to make it because I think she needed to deal with it on her own. Like, woman up, woman, and sit there and watch this. You know, you don't need Trace to hold your hand 24/7. Like, she can handle it, and she did. So I'm really glad that he wasn't able to be there.
And I liked Abby's realizations, like, yes, Wes has to deal with Trace being in the girl's life. Now I have to deal with Terry being in. So it's, I liked her self-realization. I was like, I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm glad they were very aware of that. But there were some shots of Abby where she's still generally concerned
Oh, yeah.
about
I think
all
it's
of
just
this.
natural. But in the long run, it's so great that they each have, like, their new significant others are really good people. And they don't have to deal
Yeah.
with, you know, having somebody bad on the other side
That
raising
drama.
their kids.
Yeah, that's true.
But it is weird. Like, during this episode, when I was watching Abby go through that whole thing, like, obviously it's like, okay, she got a new boyfriend, Wes has to deal with it. Wes gets a new girlfriend, she has to deal with it. So it's like a common known thing, but I kind of felt it from Abby's perspective. Maybe just because, like, I like her character a lot. But I felt like, oh, this is weird. Like, this is how I would feel if I were experiencing this.
I'm just a little upset that Wes has been with Terry shorter than Trace has been with Abby. And they're getting
Oh, yeah.
married
And they're
first.
getting-
like, that's
Yeah.
shady as heck. You guys know I want a
question.
Trabby wedding. Like, what
It's
is
still
this?
going to happen.
What is
Eventually.
this?
I question.
Well, the engagement hasn't happened yet, but we know he's planning on it.
Oh, he's definitely planning. He's thinking about all these kids on tour. Like, he's like, oh, I didn't get to tuck them into bed. I was like, you are such a good boyfriend. Because I can't even call him a stepdaddy, like boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at
I
you.
like want to say stepdad already.
I know.
At
That's
this
why
point.
they need to get married.
Right.
I kind of questioned if Abby was slightly jealous at the fact that Wes was proposing and Trace hadn't proposed yet.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's natural
Who
too.
wouldn't
Could
be?
be.
I would be upset. I'd be like, Trace, what's happening? This is ridiculous.
They still
Even
have
Wes.
issues.
Wes has more commitment than you. Wes.
Wes
Well, I
is
think
not,
it's timing. It's not that Trace isn't committed. His priorities are split.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
what
true.
Wes's
That's true.
priorities are. It
That's
could
what I'm
just be with the family.
I don't know. What is he doing?
Marissa just
I don't
shaking
know
her
what
head.
it is.
She's like, I don't know his priorities. Like, he's a dad. Come on.
No, what I'm saying is, like,
else?
we know Trace has multiple responsibilities right now. He can't
Yeah.
solely focus on just Abby's children and Abby.
Yeah.
Like, he has priorities, and we don't know what Wes is up to. He could only just be focusing on the family. So they're both making, time and commitment, but
What do you think of, like,
Trace is
I
taking
know
his time.
last week my mom, like, mentioned to us, like, off camera, she was like, I think Wes is going to fight for full custody of the girls. So what do you think about that?
I don't think.
I don't think it's gonna happen because
I
he's
don't
too
think so.
happy. If he was bitter and he was just like in that mode, I really think maybe. But he's too happy to care about it.
Yeah, he's
And
happy
Right.
now, and he's
Yeah,
in
he's
love.
happy.
And I also don't think Terry would allow him to do that. She doesn't seem like that kind of person.
That's true.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
like,
what I
I'm
was
after
thinking.
your
It's more,
children.
I think more Terry than Wes. Wes still has his slyness to
Have
him.
you seen his smile this whole episode?
About Terry, not to Abby. If he could hurt Abby, he would.
But I'm gonna say no.
I felt it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no to the custody battle
Yeah,
because
me
we
too.
had that whole storyline in season 1. We don't
That's
want to
true.
see that.
Yeah,
again.
I don't want to
Oh,
see
yeah,
it
Don't
again.
bring that
True.
back.
I don't want to see it again.
Begging you, writers, do not bring that custody battle back.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah, or custody
Let's just keep
modification. That whole
Wes
problem.
happy
We don't
and
need
in
that.
his corner doing whatever he does in his life because we don't know.
We don't know.
We really don't know.
It's like a job. You guys are so funny.
He was just an ex-husband that we just wanted to go away.
But you know what? I'm actually, as much as I don't like Wes, I'm happy that he is happy.
Yes.
And that's good enough.
Yes.
Now go away.
Especially- It's like, come back every,
away.
4 episodes. But
6.
Actually, you don't have to come. Terry can just come and do
Right.
fun
Oh,
vlogging.
there you
go.
gosh.
There you go. We'll
Bring
take
Terry
We'll take
in.
Terry more than
more
I can't believe I'm
Yes.
saying that though, but yes, let's bring Terry in.
I do like Terry.
Yeah, I do.
And
great.
her perfect pointy shoes when she got out of
Oh,
the car.
yeah. Look at that.
Who's this
I
woman?
noticed that.
That
Yeah.
whole camera scene was so
No, but the fact that she went in those pointy shoes to go see those dollhouses, climb up that hill, I was looking at her like, look at you.
Yeah.
Classic leg swing out of the car. Who is this woman shot?
pan up camera.
Yeah, she's
I
like
noticed that.
all woman. Like literally, they painted her as the picture perfect woman.
Oh,
It's like,
absolutely.
all right, good for you, us. All right, let's talk about Trace though. Abby's other significant other. Trace is finally back, but there are moments you can definitely tell he's missing out on family events. He's missing time with the girls. He's getting advice from his father and from Mick. What are your thoughts about, just getting this advice of like, did you ever miss anything growing up with your kids?
Ooh, this was my favorite quote of the episode. I wrote it down, so I'm happy you asked. When he went to talk to Mick, and Mick told him, the measure of a man's success is not what he has, but who he has to truly share it with. And I feel like that is one of the most important messages for a man to have, because like we can see like with Mick and with Trace's dad and now with Trace himself, men have this thing where they feel like they need to be really successful and provide for the family financially, and that's like the number one way that they feel they're contributing. When the women and the kids are like, we just want your time, we just need you to be here and do things with us and not always be gone and working. So I feel like I'm really happy that Trace is getting this advice from these older men that he can look up to.
I agree.
Sounds good.
Yeah. What were your thoughts of Trace and his father? Because we know they have a very hot, cold relationship. It's getting better now. But his father's giving up this banking job that he's had for like 40 plus years. But getting advice from his father and saying, you know what, you were there for me financially, but you weren't there for me emotionally.
I felt that. Not personally, but I mean, I felt for Trace definitely.
Currently, no.
What?
This face
I'm so sorry.
can't handle it.
No, okay. This scene, I was so confused. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I don't know. I'll toss it to Tay.
Well, while you're thinking,
Yeah. I was like,
I really actually enjoyed this moment because it was a good reflection and kind of like a parallelism to what Trace is doing. Like, he's kind of there for the girls emotionally at some points, maybe not financially, but it's also just realizing it's something that you've always been doing. Like, his father was always a banker, finally giving up his career. Should Trace do the exact same thing, giving up his career to be with his family? Like, what can you be now? And I like that parallelism with, like, should I give up everything that I've known such as country music, to be with family.
It seems like Trace wants to do that anyway. Like he wants to leave the band and just be with the family. So I don't think that's a huge decision he has to make because he's kind of leaning towards the family side anyway. That I'm saying.
I don't know. Like, I feel like the band is also his family too, and you have to think about their careers as well because it's called the Trace Riley Band. They can't have the band without him.
True.
I feel personally like he hasn't hit that stage yet. I can understand if he gets really famous and then they try to make him go on tour for 2 years and like all this crazy stuff happens. But in any job that you have, there's the ability to put too much time into it. So if he quits doing country music, which he loves, he might get stuck working, say, at a bank, which he would hate, and still have to put in the same amount of hours and the same amount of time. And I feel like it's better for him to be doing something that he loves and be happy, and then cross that bridge when it gets there if he's, giving too much to the career and not enough to the family.
No, right. I want him to stay in the band, but I feel like because it's better for him and his career and just livelihood. But I feel like if you notice, every single time there is a kid involved or he thinks about just like missing the kids growing up or something like that, he gets really sad in his face. I just think that he's gonna, any trigger, any day now, it's just gonna be like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, like when they sent him that little video, he was so sad.
He was so sad.
He was
Every
really
single
sad.
time that happens, he just gets so sad.
He does.
I want him to stay. I'm for it. I want him to stay, but we don't know.
Yeah. I think the parallelism between Trace and his father is just having that point in your life when you know you have to move on. His father's moving on from the bank. I think Trace should move on from the band.
You think he should?
I think you should.
But what would he do at the
Yeah, what would he do?
at the
Well, he
store?
would run. He would run the bridge.
He has the whole bridge.
Yeah, he has the bridge.
He's got a job.
He can do woodwork. He's kind of a contractor in that
That's
way.
true.
It's
And
like
he could
he's
perform.
fine. Trace would actually be fine with that music.
And
Or
he could
like the
perform.
touring
He could
life.
perform at his own place.
Yeah,
He
The bridge.
I
can.
totally forgot about that. That's fine.
I did.
See, but that's also sad that you forgot about that because that was his big passion was
Yeah.
the bridge.
He worked so hard to get that.
He needs to go back
That's
to
true.
that. Go back to your roots. Yeah, so
He lived his dream. He did it.
yeah, and I think that's the good thing. Like he went on tour, did it, he experienced it. Now move on. Say you've done it, move on.
Yep.
All right. And
Okay.
we're gonna move on to Megan and Mick.
Told you.
Carlina's still not for this.
Over it.
I like it. Julana, do you like it?
I do like it. I like it. And I like
Yeah,
that moment
Tay
they
likes
had
it.
where she just straight up was
course.
like, is this a date?
Is this a
That's
date?
what I'm saying. They're still reminiscing.
They're cute. They're cute this
She
episode.
even asked,
Yes.
think there's any chance we can rebuild it? It's unfolding more. AKA, it's gonna happen. I'm looking dead at you because you were the only one who said.
And she's just closing her eyes. I can't see you, Tay. I can't see you.
Because we clearly see the storyline unfolding. I've been saying that for
They're
like.
building it.
Yeah,
They're building
they're
something.
building it. And
They're
in my-
building something
But
different.
they're building something different. The friendship
Which
lane.
means my
The
prediction is about to
friendship
change.
Bridge.
Wait, hold on, hold on.
Friendship bridge. I said they can be friends.
Carlina,
It's not.
What are you laughing?
I was going to say you should go like this too, but we have headphones on so you can still hear her, whatever she says.
That's why I tried the eyes closing. I love how you called me out on that. I was like trying to stealthily
Like, see
I
no
didn't know
evil,
when you
hear no
closed-
evil.
I didn't know when you close your eyes, you can't hear anything. So
But they also, I mean, Carlina, I know you're not for it, but they're building something
They
different.
are. I want it to be a friendship bridge.
And they also question what might have happened if.
a lot might have happened.
Question if. What would have happened if she didn't leave, if things weren't the way that they were? Would they still be together?
Pick me. Okay, first of all, what would have happened, Megan, if you didn't leave your kids? Number one, you would still have Mick, who is it's clearly, I mean, you're not classically trying to go after him. You're pretty much letting everybody know you're trying to get him back. Secondly, Jess probably would have like a little bit more normal childhood with you around. And all your kids wouldn't be freaking out about relationships because their parents would have had a perfect relationship. And then, oh, wait. Well, that's kind of bad, though, because then Bree wouldn't have a fantastic book. Sit down, Megan.
they're having you. So you don't believe in second chances, clearly.
No, I believe in second chances. The friendship bridge.
They're doing it right now.
Exactly.
They've been doing it.
I don't want no love bridge for Mick.
But if
Mick
Abby-
needs to find somebody else.
But if Abby and Trace get married, you just want them to get married first.
Who?
Abby and Trace. And then
I don't want Mick and Megan to get remarried. That bridge is done. I think he even said it, didn't he? He's like, admits that he's not over what Megan did. and maybe they can start something new.
I'm so
I think
excited
that's
to see
And then
what
I think
the-
I was saying, I think they can start over, like restart a relationship.
I didn't think like that.
I thought
Okay,
that's
maybe.
how I took it. How'd you guys take it? No, when he said that, when Mick said that.
I'm just excited to see what the final outcome is, so we can see who's gonna win this ongoing battle.
Because I've been saying this since like episode 2.
And I feel like there should be some kind of prize whenever you guys figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely building something.
Yeah.
But you can definitely tell there are moments where Megan's questioning what's happening. Like, is this the day? That moment when they were at Sally's, and she had somewhat of her insecurity slip out. It's like, yes, I know you asked me to come back here, but you didn't intend for me to stay. So do you think that's really just like her self fears of what she's done?
Yeah.
What she thinks other people are expecting her, that it's like, yeah, you didn't want me here.
I think it's her own insecurities, her own complex of things that she's built up in her head.
Yeah, I think so too. Carlina's still not for it.
What are the people? What are our
Yeah,
lives
okay.
that
What's
say
everybody
on there? What are their
Let's
thoughts?
see. Lori Meeker says, yes, love it. Chris Bonio says, I think Mick will tell Megan that he understands, accept the reason why she has left, and that Megan will be bowled over by that for the good of it. So, I mean, they're slowly having conversations about it. And we see there was the question, like, how are the kids handling all this? She's, like, getting better, mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly. So we still know those issues are there. I still think there's going to be an episode where everyone just, like, hashes it out.
Oh, it's coming.
Tells all their emotions towards Megan. She still hasn't read the script.
Oh, she's about
like
to.
Bree's
Yeah.
manuscript.
On the
So-
boat.
On the boat.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
There's literally going to be a whole
that
episode
boat is such a
about
turning
this.
point for their
It's gonna be
family.
the season finale. I'm already. Well,
gonna
maybe
be
the
great.
second to last, because if they hash it out on the boat, they need like an episode to
True.
make it all better and end happy.
Oh my gosh, you guys, when she reads that book, fans, I am personally going to have a glass of wine and I'm going to take memes of me laughing at her because you know she's going to freak out.
Oh my gosh.
Do you ever think you could get to the
funny.
point where you forgive Megan for what she's done?
When Mick does.
Okay.
I
Do you
think
think
it's slowly
Mick has
happening.
forgiven?
No.
90. I'll give it.
Do you think he's on his way to forgiving?
98%.
I would
Yes,
say maybe
he's on
90%.
he's on his way. Yeah.
Okay,
on his
in the
way.
90s.
Yeah. I'll forgive her because I feel like he was hurt the most. So I would I'll forgive Megan when Mick does. There we go. You guys heard it first.
I love you, Megan.
I love Megan too. I love Megan too.
I like
out
her for
there.
the kids, not for Mick.
Yeah, well, we see those moments where you can tell Megan she's still upset at what she has done.
absolutely.
Even the moment when she was talking to Abby, like, yes, it was tough being away from you, but I know you always had Gran to be there for you. She couldn't be there, but Gran was. So, like, you know that Megan is, like, distraught over what she has done, but she's making her slow amends
Yes.
to fix all of it.
She needs to fix everything and then I will approve. Be like,
She's got a task list.
yeah, I did.
Clearly.
She has her rounds
her
to make.
checklist.
Yeah.
with
We'll just make a board.
every
Megan's
kid.
to-do list.
We should. I'll put right there.
This episode, check.
Like, Mick forgives, Abby forgives, Bree needs to forgive.
And at the very end,
yeah.
Carlina
Oh, wait.
forgives.
Carlina forgives. Carlina's the last person on that list. But I love how she's actually taking the assertive initiative for making these amends. So good on you, Megan.
Yes.
I see it, Barbara. I see it.
Yes.
And eventually we'll have Barbara and Evan on the studio. All right. But their last conversation on the boat. Now Megan knows about this boat. This is like an ongoing secret that's now Megan is a part of fixing it. Again, this boat is a symbolism for, fixing people's issues, forgiveness, and now Megan knows about it. So, and the boat's almost ready, so we're gonna have that episode where there's gonna be a blow up on a boat. But they're cute together. I like it. They're civil. I like it.
Excited.
All right. Anything else
was like
about
the
this
most
episode?
Dead I'm excited I've ever heard in my life.
I'm excited.
Right. That's like people saying like LOL and not really laughing. Like that's how I felt. I took that. I'm not really hurt by this.
I
But
really,
okay.
no, I really am excited about the blow up on the boat. I am.
It's going to be a good episode.
It's going to be a great episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking forward to that. 'Cause that's good drama. That's good drama. All right. Anything else about this episode before we move on to our special segment? All right. And Carlina, I believe the special segment is brought to us.
Oh, I think I have it
Or Julana.
actually.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of them.
All right.
Well, let's see what
Julana,
picture
go for
pops
it.
up, and then we'll know.
Julana, what shore are we going to today?
All right, so I was recently inspired by a friend of mine
Yes,
who took a
it's
trip to Oregon, and I looked up Cannon Beach, which is voted one of the 8 most adorable beach towns by ABC News and one of the world's most 100 beautiful places by National Geographic. So yeah, there's a picture.
I trust
So-
that. I follow National Geographic on everything.
Verified by
Looks
Marisa.
gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's Cannon Beach, and that big rock there is called Haystack Rock, and that's kind of the focal point, the landmark, and it's also deemed a marine sanctuary by the city, so that's really cool. But it's in Northwest Oregon. It's near Portland, and so a lot of people from Portland go there for weekend vacations and whatnot. And it's not very big. It's 1.54 square miles, all land.
So small.
Small, really small.
Tiny.
I couldn't find the population what it is now. The last one they had was from 2010, which seemed really outdated to me. But at that time, the population was 1,690.
Okay.
So
Tiny.
that's pretty
really
tiny.
small.
That is
That picture
tiny.
right there is they have a annual sandcastle building contest every year in June,
Ooh.
which I think is really cool. And I think we have another picture of a sand sculpture.
Wow.
Look at that.
I know, isn't that amazing?
That's
really
Just
cool.
come and make that out of sand and water.
People are so talented.
I know.
I love that.
Anyways, fun facts. It was discovered by William Clark on the Lewis and Clark expedition in 1805. And there's actually a hiking trail in Ecola State Park, and you can go up to the point, they call it Clark's Point of View, where he actually stood and saw the beach for the first time. So I think that's really cool if you like maybe have kids
really
and
cool.
want to take them on like an expedition.
That's awesome.
And the last fun fact is Twilight filmed here. So that's the scene in the 2008 Twilight movie where Bella finds out that Edward is a vampire.
Oh.
Pivotal moment in movie culture.
It is.
And that's that beach. So,
Awesome.
Very neat. So this is Oregon?
yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like Hawaii.
It does.
A little bit.
But like very misty and gray.
Yeah.
A lot of the
Misty gray
pictures I saw
Hawaii.
are kind of like moody.
Misty Gray. Well, that's awesome. Cannon Beach in Oregon. Go check it out. That's actually not too far from us. Maybe
No.
we could just like pop
We'll
We
just take
probably
a
could
road
on a
day
trip.
trip,
on
yeah.
a plane and just go. There you go. Very cool. Thank you so much, Julana.
Of course.
Awesome stuff. And I actually have a little bit of news today for us.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Woohoo! So some fun things that are happening. Barbara Niven is actually she just filmed Crossword Mysteries that's going to air on the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries channel with Lacey Chabert and Brennan Elliott, which like are one of the most famous Hallmark couples. People love them
Oh, yeah,
together.
they're amazing.
They're in everything together. So
Love you, Lacey.
Yes, and they've actually both been here. Well, Lacey actually hasn't. Brennan has. Barbara is going to be in Crossword Mysteries, so we don't have the actual official air date of when that happens. It's going to be soon, sometime this year. And also, we know currently Barbara Niven's also filming Christmas in Evergreen 2 with Ashley Williams and Jill Wagner. I love both of them too. So there's a lot of fun behind the scenes pictures of them on set. They're currently filming. They should be wrapping fairly soon. But also, you know who is also in it? Andrew Francis is in.
Hey, shout out to
And
Andrew.
yeah, and he's gonna also be in Christmas in Evergreen too. So it's like one big happy family.
Yep.
I feel
All in a
like that's so
Christmas movie.
cool. It seems like the Hallmarks, you know, they use their actors for so many things. It's probably
They
just like
do.
a big party at Hallmark all the time.
Yeah, so I don't know
That's
what storyline Andrew's character has, but Barbara was in the first Evergreen, and now she's going to be in the second.
Nice.
And Andrew is joining her. And also, we know Jesse Metcalf. He's currently in Europe, just like sightseeing everywhere. If you follow his Instagram, he's having a lot of fun. He was just at Paris on a motorcycle.
Always.
He was just, all around Europe just having fun and living his best life. So
Live your life.
good for you, Jesse. I mean, it sounds fun. And where's our invitation? All right. So that's all I have for news. So let's get into predictions then.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, so we have a few things coming up in our last few episodes here. Carlina, let's start with you. What are your predictions?
I'm so excited because Megan's going to read that book and everything is going to go to the ceiling. Like, insert word there, to the ceiling. You guys know what I'm talking about. Because it's just going to open up a whole can of worms. She's been, mending, thinking she's mending, and she's like, wait a minute, my daughter's writing about all her problems that I thought, I'm helping her with her bookstore. I thought we were good. Apparently not in this book. So that's going to be interesting, and I'm waiting for that boat for all of them to blow up, according to Julana's prediction. No, for them to all be arguing. You like the drama, stop hating. Okay,
Then
she's like, you're right.
I'll take it.
And then Trace and Mick about the bridge. I think he's going to have to make that decision, band or the bridge, next episode. What's our map?
Tay.
I actually agree with you that there might actually be. This is the one time I will say it. That there actually will be like a cluster problem when she reads the. So now I want to read my prediction. Well, okay, I still think that Mick and Megan are going to remarry sooner than I thought. I still think that's going to happen. Not they're gonna. I used to say they're going to rekindle, but I think they're going to remarry now sooner than I thought they would. Actually,
Do you think we'd see that marriage before Abby and Trace?
Better not.
I just want it to happen just so I could just look at you.
I would lose it. You guys, I would lose it on. That'd be the episode I wasn't in this chair because I'd be at home so mad.
Just make sure you bring brownies at least.
Oh, the
There
next
you go.
time when I come back? Okay.
And I still think the Pecks, even though you guys said that you're kind of over them, I still think they're going to come back when David and Jess do get married. It's going to be some type of problem. They're home being quiet, thinking of a master plan. They're not going to go out that quiet and easy.
Okay, fair enough.
Julana.
I think that we didn't see a lot of Jess and David in this episode, so I feel like next episode they might have a bigger storyline because they just kind of touched on them. But I would like to see more of them, kind of how they're dealing with, being back together and this new partnership that they've made with their assigned chores and whatnot. And I feel like everyone's relationships are gonna keep improving. Just not as I don't think Trace and Abby are gonna be going very fast. I don't feel like Mick and Megan are gonna go very fast. But obviously, Wes and Terry are going to be up there. And I feel like Bree and Simon are going to escalate a lot, considering where they are now in the next episode. And then, of course, I'm also waiting for the boat episode.
Now you got me interested.
I feel like we should all watch the boat episode
What's gonna happen
together. We should. We should just have a live Skype while we're wait, what?
Yeah.
It'd be great.
That's what Periscope is for.
True.
Or whatever it is.
That
Or
too.
Live Instagram. We should do that. That'd be fun.
We should.
That'd be fun. See, whose predictions actually came true on the boat.
We could do a live
I
reaction
think Julana
video.
and I
Yeah.
are very close to what's actually going to happen. So we'll see. We'll see. I agree. Megan's going to read the book, which is going to open up can of worms, but will actually open up the opportunity for everyone to finally talk about their issues with Megan. Clear it out. Clear everything out. Let's talk about it like grown adults.
Do you think it's going to be civil or is it going to be ridiculous?
Well, they're family, so
think it'd be civil.
on some levels it's going to be civil.
I want it to be ridiculous.
I don't know. I feel
Yeah,
like the kids
as-
are kind of ridiculous.
They are.
Yeah, that's true.
Connor
as
might go
much
crazy.
as the blow-ups are going to be, at the end of the day, they'll eventually become civil.
Yeah.
Because there was the moment where even Jess said in this episode, when everything's swept under the rug, it's yeah, that's what they do.
That is.
They're very evasive until they actually have to talk about it. So we'll get that moment when they actually have to talk about it on the boat. And the disillusion of the partnership with Mick. This isn't the first time we've seen this partnership where it's selling the bridge, not selling the bridge. This isn't the first time you see Mick kind of in and out with this business. So I think this will finally force the opportunity for Trace to realize, what does he want in life? His future realization. Is it at home, at the bridge, in Chesapeake Shores, with everybody, or is it still on tour?
Yep.
I think they
With
touched
his-
on it on the
his
preview, right?
past.
That whole
Yeah.
scene is about to blow. We're going to definitely find out.
We're going to see that.
Next episode.
So Trace has to make a decision. What the decision is, we have yet to find out.
Yes.
All right, thanks everyone for always tuning in. YouTube, iTunes, make sure to rate, download, and subscribe there on iTunes. Leave a comment, and we'll shout you out there. In the meantime, where can everyone keep following you?
You guys can all follow me at Cooking with Carlina and on Twitter at Cook with Carlina.
You can find me at Tay Alexandria TV.
And you guys can keep up with me on Instagram at Julana.
And you can follow me everywhere at Serafini TV. You can follow all of us here, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those fun social media platforms at AfterBuzz TV. Keep rating, keep commenting, keep subscribing, and keep watching us because we have some special guest lineups. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, everyone. We will see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.